I have 15 credit cards, and some of the questions I get asked all the time is, why do I have so many credit cards, and what credit cards do I have? So this is part 11. This is the granddaddy of my credit cards. This is the premier one that I own, and I don't really own but maybe one other premier card. This is a $395 annual fee. But I will not be getting rid of this card, and let's get into it why. You can transfer your points to gift cards. Do not do this. Awful, awful. Transfer the points out to a hotel or flights or anything. Just don't use it as a gift card. But with this card, I earn 2x on everything. It doesn't matter what I spend the money on or what, I earn 2x per dollar, which is awesome. And then you also earn a $300 Capital One travel credit every year. So if I book through the Capital One travel portal, I get $300 to use for, I think it's rental cars, flights, or hotels that I can use that $300 on. So I get $300 off for anything in the travel portal, $300 off. So the $395 annual fee automatically gets dropped down to $95 with that. Then every anniversary, you get 10,000 bonus miles. So every time I hold the card for a full year, I get 10,000 bonus miles, which if you transfer that directly to gift cards, that's $100. And don't do that, because obviously you can get way more out of this, but that's $400 for free right there. So that is why I'm not getting rid of this card. You also get access to the Capital One lounges. Right now, I believe there's one in DC, and I think there's one in Denver. I think maybe Dallas or somewhere in Texas. I'm not really for sure, but I know Denver and DC for sure. There's also partner lounges that you can get access to, and the Priority Pass membership, which is a $99 I think annual fee for that alone. So you get that completely free just by holding this card. So that's pretty awesome. I have used this a couple times. One of them was in Savannah, I believe, or Charleston, because they had a lounge I had access to. Nashville does not have a lounge, which sucks because that's where I fly out of. But if they did, I would probably have access with the Priority Pass membership. With the Priority Pass membership, I also get access with my husband. So he gets to come in. I think it's like with 2 or 3 extra people. And then if you use a Premier Collection hotel, you get $100 experience credit. I've never done this, so that's another like $100 that you can use. And then if you book your travel through the Capital One travel portal, which right here, you get 10x miles. So if you are using hotels or flights or anything like that, and you don't know what card to use to buy it with, if you book through the travel portal, 10x miles. So let's say your hotel cost $150, you get 1,500 points, which is pretty awesome, when usually you would probably only get 150 points on other things. And so on. There's Capital One Dining, Capital One Entertainment, which the Capital One Dining is pretty cool because it gives you certain places we let Capital One have reservations for them. So like some place in Nashville is really hard to get into, but they leave a specific amount of reservations for Capital One Venture X members. Then there's Capital One Entertainment, which I think there's like a portal you can buy stuff through. So like baseball games or hockey games or anything like that, if you book it through, I think you get 5x points through that, and then also like concerts and stuff. And you also get the complimentary 6-month Vanos or something per subscription. I haven't used this. I believe it will send you like things about wine. I have no clue. I don't use it. But either way, this is a card that I will not be getting rid of. Also, I earned 100,000 bonus points when I took this card out. I had to spend $10,000 in 6 months. But at the time, I was spending money on it, and then I gave it to my husband to spend money on it. So we were both spending money on it, and I had property taxes, and I had a lot of other things. My insurance hit. I had a lot of things hit within those 6 months that helped me hit that 10,000 goal. So yeah, it was a lot of money, but I was able to hit it with a bunch of other expenses that I knew would pop up in 6 months.